Welcome to Books for Success. Today, we're delving into the wisdom within Missing Each Other by Edward S. Brodkin and Ashley A. Pallathra. In an age where social media is the order of the day and no one has time for one-on-one conversations, Missing Each Other emphasizes the importance of quality connections. You will learn about realistic ways to improve existing connections, focus on people, develop mutual understanding, and connect with them on a deeper level. The authors describe relaxed awareness, listening, understanding, and mutual responsiveness as the pillars of attunement. And these are necessary for anyone interested in building solid relationships. Meditation and exercises in conversation, mindful awareness, and solo movement can physically and mentally help you become more emotionally attuned and aware. While Dr. Brodkin is a professor of psychiatry and the founder of the Adult Autism Spectrum Program at Penn Medicine, Ashley Pallathra is a neuroscientist and researcher with an interest in clinical psychology. Subscribe and ring the bell for notifications if you want to keep receiving the knowledge of book summaries about health, wealth, love, psychology, and much more. Don't be shy about dropping your book suggestions for us to summarize. Also, you can use this video as an audiobook summary. Let's grow and succeed together. Attunement is essential in our daily living. Advanced yoga practitioners seem to have more power over their minds and bodies than the rest of the world, which they can attribute to the enormous amount of time they spend developing their minds. Take the Dalai Lama, for example. He is known worldwide for his extraordinary abilities, including the ability to give full attention to every person he meets. If you're wondering, the Dalai Lama is a Buddhist monk and spiritual leader of millions of people. He meets several people daily, and his observers have described that he engages and gives his complete attention without exceptions in every social interaction. For this reason, a conversation with him is usually unique and memorable, and many people regard his ability to connect and communicate with people profoundly as extraordinary. In our daily interactions, people hardly pay keen attention to each other. Many people cannot connect with others, not only at a thought level but also at an emotional one. Connecting with others, feeling empathy, and remaining in sync with your feelings and those of others is what social emotional attunement is about. It is what makes the other person feel genuinely involved. Attunement is essential in life. It is the key to building successful organizations and creating high-performance teams. It is also important for child rearing and basically anything that involves relating with others. This summary will help you develop skills to strengthen your capacity for attunement. You'll learn how to keep social media from distracting you and strategies for sharpening your listening skills. Did you know? Every romantic relationship is born from a feeling of connection or attunement at an intimate level. Health problems can develop from a lack of social bonds and attunement to the feelings of others. Without mindfulness, attunement will always be absent. To develop attunement, nurture the ability to remain attentive, and incorporate mindful strategies into memorable social interactions. You should also strive to balance your physical and mental spheres of life. Such balance is an essential factor in missing each other, and you can achieve it by 1. Balancing physical alignment and muscle relaxation. 2. Balancing awareness and calmness. 3. Balancing awareness of oneself and of the other person. As humans, we are created to connect with others right from childhood, which is why infants demonstrate a preference for human faces. They develop the ability to grow emotional attachment in a loving environment and get the sense of security necessary to develop themselves and their sense of self. Over time, their minds begin to connect with others through verbal and nonverbal communication. As adults, our motivation to have exciting and pleasurable social interaction differs. Some people want to be on their own, while others seek to be connected to others all the time. But in all, whether we are introverts or extroverts, we are generally compelled to generate some degree of physical, emotional, or intellectual connection with those we encounter. All humans have an inherent need for social bonds. If we're deprived of these needs early in life, there's a chance of suffering negative alterations in brain development, resulting in a disruption of the ability to cultivate positive attachments to others. This early lack of social engagement with parents or guardians can also lead to irregular emotions, low self-esteem, behavioral issues, and impaired cognitive development. Social media is one distraction to building genuine social interactions and attunement. Technology through social networks makes it easier to maintain connections. However, the capacity to remain mindfully in tune with people is in jeopardy because the average person is almost always distracted. It can be challenging to stay mindful in our daily interactions, and the hustle mentality of modern-day society doesn't make it easier. We sometimes find it difficult to realize when our attention is drawn away or when attunement breaks. Apart from social media, thoughts and emotions can also influence how we interact with others. Even the energy needed to balance your inner and outer worlds can prevent you from being in tune with yourself and those around you. Quick moments of misattunement often happen, for instance, forgetting a close relative's name. These fleeting moments don't have a lasting impact. Still, they can become problems when we regularly fall out of tune with people, especially someone with the potential to affect our relationships. During the COVID-19 pandemic, technology provided a great lifeline. It was the only way for patients hospitalized with COVID-19 to see their loved ones. But when we are not amid a pandemic, this technology can reduce physical human contact and its emotional benefits. As social beings who need others to thrive, we must never allow societal factors to drive down the quality of our social connections. We need to avoid shallow connections by slowing down to invest in quality interactions with people. Growing attunement skills requires commitment and focus. The greater your effort to incorporate this practice into your daily life, the stronger it becomes, and the easier it gets to start connecting more effectively with those around you. Did you know? Face-to-face conversations make developing genuine empathy, deeper friendships, love, and productivity easier. Relaxed awareness helps you grow your attunement by leaps and bounds. The 4 components of attunement are relaxed awareness, listening, understanding, and mutual responsiveness. Relaxed awareness means being aware of yourself and your environment, including other people, while maintaining the calmness of mind and body. All other components of attunement are built on this. Although we often associate relaxation with becoming less attentive, developing a balance of awareness with relaxation is possible with practice. Famous award-winning athlete, Michael Jordan, is an example of someone who achieved this. He is often acutely aware of his movements and that of his teammates and tries to coordinate with theirs. He is never tense and can achieve a calm state of mind under pressure. This ability to push the body to its physical limits while maintaining a sense of calm is common among athletes. Having relaxed awareness helps you listen, understand, and connect more intimately with your environment and people. This factor is important because you must be aware in order to be in tune with yourself and another person. Being aware gives you greater power to engage fully in what is happening. And developing your relaxed awareness ability is an excellent way to help you self-regulate and maintain balance. Try Tai Chi if you're looking for an exercise that will increase your awareness while helping you relax. Did you know? In 2019, Kenyan long-distance runner Eliud Kipchoge became the first person to run a marathon within 2 hours. Despite the pain, he was able to cope and achieve a meditation-like state while remaining aware of the present. Genuine listening is uncommon but necessary to build attunement. The ability to listen may seem straightforward, but it isn't. Most people are usually thinking of something else while listening. This partial listening makes it difficult to focus on the whole message that the speaker is communicating through their words and emotions. This is why moments when we feel heard are memorable. The first element of genuine listening involves focus. This doesn't just mean using your ears to hear, but using your attention to absorb every aspect of what is being said, including body language. Listening in this manner means that you do away with any distraction that vies for your attention. The second element is synchrony. This simply means our facial expressions, body language, and tone of voice begin to mirror the other person as we listen carefully. Mirroring automatically happens as we listen. The third is emotional empathy, which means you can resonate and relate emotionally with another person. You're said to have emotional empathy if you feel emotions similar to the person you're listening to. Although listening and emotional empathy involves giving undivided attention to another person, it doesn't demand that you lose yourself in the other person's experience. Looking at someone's face signals to the speaker that you're paying attention. While glancing at your phone and talking to someone may feel normal, those small moments add up and can have a terrible impact on a relationship. Oprah, as an interviewer, is an example of a good listener. She's consistently present and avoids distractions. The most basic type of listening can occur without speech. An example is when you're walking together, hand in hand, with someone you love. You might both be quiet, but you are very sensitive to each other. Developing attunement may seem difficult for those who did not have a parent or caregiver who tuned into them when they were children. But with some effort, it can be done. Did you know? A person's eyes often provide one of the richest sources of social information, and they are a key to understanding people. Put extra effort into understanding others. The feeling of being genuinely understood after communicating with someone is inexpressible. It feels like the person successfully broke through your barriers, and you want to trust them more. Let's talk about why this happens and how you can take advantage of it. Our brains carry out various processes during interactions to build social cognition. The components of social cognition include 1. Listening. 2. Noticing body language and voice tone. 3. Trying to understand what is said. 4. Responding appropriately. It also includes focusing on identifying the emotions expressed on people's faces. We are aware of these components sometimes, but they are often unconscious processes our brains carry out without being told. We can help our brains get better at this by making intentional attempts to understand people. The first step is to recognize emotions. We have been interpreting emotions since we were infants, but this can still feel like a complex task. The solution is the same old tactic. Pay attention to facial expressions and tone of voice. By integrating the visual and auditory information that people display, we convey their emotional state. Also, avoid being hasty when reacting to emotions and try practicing self-control and reflectiveness in conversations. Did you know? At 4 months of age, many infants can differentiate between angry or happy faces and prefer looking at happy ones. Mutual responsiveness is a sign that you have attained attunement. Mutual responsiveness is the height of attunement. It refers to how we act relative to others and ourselves. The practice of mutual responsiveness involves putting people first and meeting them where they are. This goes against being preoccupied with what you expect people to do but aren't doing. It also boils down to your willingness to make the first move in conversations. This type of engagement opens up communication and increases the likelihood that they will reciprocate the gesture. You must, however, be assertive in practicing mutual responsiveness. True assertiveness is not about overpowering someone to acquire what you want. Rather, it balances your rights, desires, and needs with that of the other person. Even if you're engaged in an argument and need to assert yourself verbally, put ego aside and avoid shutting others up. Often, we misunderstand each other, and we do or say things that lead to a lapse in connection for a moment or more. If these things happen, don't be too hard on yourself. Meeting someone halfway is only possible by making humble attempts to understand each other's motives. Although attunement is personal and deeply rooted in human lives, we are in the age of artificial attunement, Machines now have the capability to mimic attunement and, in some cases, even exceed human abilities. The advent of has a wide variety of potentials. However, human-to-human connections are the best and most valuable. Person-to-person attunement is intrinsic to our humanity and therefore worthy of preservation, even in the face of the growing technology. Did you know? Artificial attunement has its roots in the computer science of the 1950s. The field of artificial intelligence, AI, was first emerging then to develop computers that could simulate aspects of human intelligence. Conclusion. Attunement has not gotten as much attention from researchers as it deserves, but its role in our daily lives can't be overemphasized. As we've seen in this summary, attunement is necessary to build long-lasting relationships. It can also help discern the right connections. The 4 components of attunement, as discussed earlier, are 1. Relaxed awareness. 2. Listening. 3. Understanding. 4. Mutual responsiveness. All 4 work hand in hand, and you can perfect them with time. Practicing relaxed awareness helps you listen more and develop the ability to understand people while being mutually responsive. It may be difficult for neurotypical people to achieve attunement, but it isn't impossible. The quality of your interactions and your ability to physically communicate and develop relationships determine your growth in attunement. Exercise can also help you develop attunement, and Tai Chi is an example. Other functional disciplines for learning and practicing attunement include meditation, yoga, music, dance, and stand-up comedy. A significant obstacle to attunement and cooperation is bias and fear based on perceived differences among humans, but they can be eliminated. Social media is another obstacle we should learn to overcome. Spending too much time online reduces your desire to connect in person, and this can have negative consequences for your relationships. To avoid the social media trap, try segmenting your time by designating periods strictly for doing stuff online and for time away from your devices. Try to stick to your schedule, of course, and make it as flexible as possible. Try this. Practice the first component of attunement: relaxed awareness. This is the ability to be aware of yourself, your own body, feelings, and thoughts, and what is happening around you while remaining calm. Take a moment to imagine an interaction you've had in which you felt truly connected when conversing with someone. Describe the experience. Did you feel present? Did you feel anxious and tense? Or did you feel more relaxed? Relaxed awareness frees you from physical and emotional tension, and it helps you create the conditions needed for attunement to grow. Thanks for being part of our insightful voyage. If our summary piqued your interest, we encourage you to dive into the complete book for a deeper understanding. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe for more content if you're new here, and share it with others who might find it valuable. Keep on reading, discovering, and advancing until our next adventure.